It's like the number one piece of advice I say is like, number one rule, don't be creepy. Like,
I like that
yeah.
rule.
And number two rule, don't be creepy. Like, if you can not be creepy and don't stink, it's not that hard to get models to hang out with you.
Hello there. Thank you for joining me on In the Thick of It. I'm Amanda Thickk, and I am so excited to introduce my guest today. He is a dear friend. He has been in the adult industry for a very long time as a producer. He tends to like to be behind the camera, POV style. So I'm excited to have him in front of the camera today. He has worked with some of the biggest names in the industry, and he is the reason I am here today. He is the one who discovered me, my mentor and my friend, Kyle Balls.
Hi.
Hi.
This is exciting.
I'm so excited.
That was a really nice intro. Whenever I do mine, it sounds horrible. Yours actually sounded so sweet and professional and everything like that. And me, and I'm just like, I'm here. I know what I'm doing. Like
that's been me like this whole time. I just started doing the intros because I was like, I know this person, but my people listening don't know this person, and you are like a big deal to me.
Oh, you're sweet.
It's true. So when you told me you were moving back, so I met you here in Vegas.
Yes.
And then you moved to Florida, and you just came back?
Yes. There was a couple different things that happened with Florida. I loved it there. It's probably my favorite place to live. But one of the big ones is what anybody's political views are. I don't really care. But right now the economy is slowing down. Business is getting a little bit harder, and like half the models that I wanted to work with or did work with in Florida when I first got there had already like moved to Vegas.
Oh.
Like if like it used to be like all of Florida had models all over, now it's like Miami, a few in Tampa, and that was it. Everybody else was moving out, so I just thought the house went up in equity that I bought or had some equity in it, so I just kind of sold it before the market crashed and came back out here.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that you're local again.
Yay.
So I wanted to just, because a lot of people, well, if they follow me, they mostly know who you are, but there's a lot of new people.
They've seen my balls. Yes, let's just be clear.
They've seen it all.
Yeah.
How did you get started in the industry?
A little bit before the industry, the one thing that helped is at 18, my first real job that I paid taxes on was as a strip club bouncer in San Diego.
I can see that.
And I remember I did research. I actually think I bought a book on it. I did research in like 06, 07 on how to shoot and be in. And I think Clips for Sale is 08. I think that's when Clips for Sale came out.
Okay.
So there wasn't really any options yet before them, but 2010, 2011, I'm seeing people do it. Then it's just what we do now. They're just filming videos at home and selling them online. I'm like, it can't be that complicated or that hard. So it was sometime around the summer of 2013, I was still running a strip club in San Diego and growing weed. It's not cheap to live in Southern California. And I started shooting for fun. And you would think, because I worked in the strip club industry, that I was like, oh, there's tons of hot naked chicks I could shoot with. Hardest group of girls to work with are strippers.
Why?
They are, and I should say it's about everything, but it's so much felt like this in San Diego. Everybody knows everybody. It's the biggest little town in America, and every girl is terrified of what someone they don't know might think of them. Like they care about everybody's opinion so much. I don't know if it's a Southern California thing, a San Diego thing, Vane or whatever, like, because their mindset was, well, if you work in a strip club, if nobody you know ever sees you in there, then it's not that big of a deal. But if I do one, the whole world is going to know I did it.
All over the internet.
And honestly, to my opinion, that's not true as far as like, if you're not out there pushing yourself, you're not going to get recognized.
Oh, no, it'll get buried.
Yeah. So it was actually a harder group to work with, but I did my first couple shoots and strippers helped, and I made no money. It took me like 3 months to recoup my expenses on shooting and everything. I was summer 2013. I don't think I started making money till like spring of 2017.
Okay, I'm curious though, were you paying the girls? Like, because I know in this industry, and people don't really get this, this is a huge collab type of environment.
So in the beginning, because fans wasn't a thing, I was literally just had Clips for Sale and that was it. None of these models that I was working with, and once again, most of them were amateur strippers, had content sites they were selling anything on. So it was just straight up paying them to come do a shoot.
See, I actually love that you do that because you're thinking, okay, I want to get a product. I'm going to pay these girls for their time, their service, whatever, and we're going to get this done. And I'm going to have something to sell. That's a business mindset that a lot of people in the content creating space do not get. They're like, let's collab. And it's like, who the fuck are you? I don't.
When I mentor new guys in the industry, which I don't do often, so please don't.
Don't be hitting him up, please.
Usually it ends up being like the boyfriend, longtime boyfriend or husband of a model who asked me for help. So I was like, okay. But I try and tell new guys that all the time. Like, don't be the douchebag who's got no followers, has done 2 shoots, and is hitting models up trying to do collabs. You're just gonna look like a joke. Like you haven't earned the right to do a collab.
No.
That's kind of was like you haven't proved yourself yet.
I get that still, where it's like, well, hey, we should collab, and I'm like, what do I get out of that exactly?
So you have no money and no followers.
Yes,
you're saying that's what they're.
Why? No, thank you though.
Yeah, that's I try and discourage guys in the beginning from doing that, and usually they just don't want to hear it because when. So fast forward, I move away from San Diego in 2015, and basically like I'd pay a girl $500-$600 to shoot something, and then like 3 or 4 months later I'd make the $600 back, so I wasn't really making any money. But when I got to Orange Beach, Alabama, in 2015, that's where I ended up meeting Coco, and I was delivering pizzas for Domino's, and
you're a pizza guy.
And they had it to where, you couldn't do too much overtime or whatever, but if you work for 2 different Domino's, even though they were the same owner, they were different corporations, so you could work 30 hours here and 30 hours there, and they were fine with it. So I remember I'd work 30, 35 hours a week at one place, and that would cover all the bills, because at the time, even though it was basically living on the beach in Alabama, the cost of living was so low, like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house was $850 a month.
Oh.
And so
that sounds amazing.
Making $3,000 or $4,000 a month delivering pizzas, and I had a Prius, so gas cost me nothing.
Gas, yep.
I could live off 35 hours a week, so I'd work the other 35, and all that money would get saved up to pay models.
Okay. So you mentioned though that you met Coco. So Coco.
Yeah. Back then, before Trump screwed it up, you could post model ads on Craigslist.
Okay.
And looking for models, and Coco responded to an ad.
Okay, and who is Coco for the people who don't know?
Well, currently now my ex-wife, but still my very good friend, and Coco Vandy. I mean, I'm sure if you know who I am, you've seen her.
Right.
Yeah, and if not, go look her up. Follow her fans. Buy something from her.
Okay, so you met her there.
Yep.
And then, so you're paying models and you're getting things going. What was there a point where things just started taking off?
Yeah. So me and Coco meet in November of 2015, and she's 70% of the model content I shoot is with her, because at that point she becomes my girlfriend, and we agree to kind of split the money. And we go through 2016. We went to Fetish Con, and I'll say this: nobody would help us. Nobody would give us advice. It was very closed off.
Really?
Yeah, and to this day, people still think it's me. People would come to me asking to work with Coco. And though we are divorced, I still love that girl. And she is amazingly stubborn and independent. And so people would always think like, man, you don't let your chick shoot with any of them. I'm like, no, she just doesn't like you. I don't let my wife do anything. She does what she wants, and she just, but to save face, she'll make it look like I'm being the asshole, not letting her do it. No, I was like, no, she just doesn't like you. How many times throughout the years couples would want to swing with us in the industry? And, the wife would be some hot star that I'm like, oh, this could be so fun. And then Coco would be like, yeah, her husband's a douche, so no. And I'm like, okay, sweetie.
You're like, all right.
Yep, I got your back, girl. But damn, that could have been fun. So we go through 2016. We are trying casting couch type stuff, stupid single episode stuff. Nothing's really selling. And in 2017, after all expenses, in January of 2017, I can't remember, it was either $250 or $350 is what we made profit. Now she's working a day job. I'm still working my day job, so financially we're fine. We're better than most, actually. But she says to me, we got to figure this out, because I don't want my ass all over the internet for that type of money. So I switched it up and started doing the style, not just the taboo content, but the story-based multiple episode stuff that I'm known for now.
Yeah.
Started doing it in January of 2017, where, like I said, we made $350 that month. And by May of 2018, we took home $28,500 that month.
Wow. Just from switching the style.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and I mean, a different marketing, everything, you know,
Right.
changed up the whole strategy of what we're doing. But
you're very known for that. Like,
Yeah.
where did that idea come from? To do series, I should be clear. Like, so because you do like one story,
Yep.
but you break it into episodes.
It actually hit me one night. A couple of years before that, I was thinking about it actually, but it was a couple of years before that. When Sons of Anarchy was a big hit show. It was on and everything, and I think it was on Tuesday nights. And Wednesday nights was the night I worked at the club. So everybody would watch it Tuesday nights, and then Wednesday night we'd have our coffee circle and talk about the episode. And we're talking dancers, bartenders, other bouncers. Like, oh, did you see this? It was great. At the end of the Tuesday night episode, they would do like the 45-second teaser for next week's episode. And that teaser would almost be more what we talked about the next day. So I was like, oh, okay. So then I kind of thought, like, shoot one long, but break it up into multiple episodes and make each episode have its own trailer online.
Right.
And back then, Pornhub's algorithm didn't care how long the video trailer was, didn't care what you had in it. And so I'd put up a 2-minute trailer and it would get like 5 million views.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was, and there's also something to be said that I feel bad. I don't remember their names, but there were a couple girls who shot for themselves who were like taboo mom producers. But they only shot for themselves, so I never worked with them. But as far as taboo producers, it was me, Alex Adams, Corey Chase and her husband, Luke, and Cock Ninja. Give him props for that too. It was the four of us were the only ones producing taboo content back then.
Oh.
Whereas now, if you type in stepmom,
I mean, it's like super saturated.
Back then, the big studios didn't want to do that. And then honestly, I don't know how much you want to say this on a podcast, but you know, back then you didn't have to put step in it. If you just put mom son, like they just did not give a shit back then.
Really?
Yeah.
When did that kick in? Like like the rules around that?
Everybody's got their own opinion on when it caused an issue, but part of it all started with I feel bad for the law, so somebody will probably listen in the comments. Trump signed a law back in 2017 that basically said websites were liable for anything that happened on their websites. And the idea was no human trafficking, because human trafficking was able to be done on sites like Craigslist. And Craigslist was like, we're not responsible for what's posted on there. So they put that law into effect, and the idea was like, oh, well, it'll help stem human trafficking. Well, what it meant is I could no longer advertise on Craigslist that I was looking for models because Craigslist didn't want the liability.
Right, I get that.
That was kind of when the shift happened. I don't really want to rag on Pornhub because they made me what I am with the ability to advertise, but Pornhub had the rule like, it has to be step, but we're not going to check the videos for years.
Wow.
I think I got up to, I don't want to exaggerate, I think I was ranked 89 on Pornhub for a while.
I was going to ask you because I know that you were really high ranked
up there and everything. My video, I had over 500 million views. I was crushing it. And then in 2020, December of 2020, that's when they got in trouble. And I think they went from, I want to say it was something like 50 million pieces of content down to 3 million. They had to delete everything because that was when the credit card company said they weren't going to work with them anymore.
Well, and that's when a lot of like talent and whatnot who were making money on that platform stopped making money. Wasn't that like everybody?
I went down to, I think the last month I was on there, I did $20K in ad revenue. That was my cut from just that one site. And, you know, so I was over talking with a fat guy with an average sized dick and weird balls, and I was making $20K in ad revenue. And then after that, it was like $3,000 a month. And they never, they never got, and so then they changed their algorithm, and it's not the gold mine it used to be. But yeah, they were there, and you know, the controversy, the conspiracy behind it, or whatever, they didn't care. They didn't care. Whatever you wanted to post, rock and roll. Like, you got the IDs, cool, that's fine. We're not going to check them.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got away with a lot back then, and so they didn't. Our my content ran wild, and yeah. So you kind of asked when it changed.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere
Somewhere
there.
there in
What?
that time
Yeah,
frame.
like yeah,
Well, because so these series take off. I remember when we were talking about it and kind of strategizing
yeah.
because I was trying to model after you and doing series, which I love doing the series, but it was so hard to find guys to play ball. It's so hard. And I was like, man, fucking Kyle, you get to hold the camera. So
Example of one. I have a few more models who got to be pretty good friends with me, and I showed them my strategy as well. And I feel for all of you girls on that because trying to find a guy who, and I'm nothing special. I just figured out this hustle myself, so I know what I'm doing. But trying to have a female model who's producing her own scene, who's got to be in front of the camera, making sure the guy who's fucking her and holding the camera is doing it right. Like I always give this example that if a model, if me and the model are enjoying ourselves during a shoot and having sex, I'm doing something wrong because I shouldn't be in like all I'm thinking is like, is she in focus? Is she in frame? Did she say her line? Does she look stupid? Keep your dick hard, Kyle. Make sure the model doesn't look stupid because she's nice enough to shoot with you. Is she still in focus? Is she still like that's where my mind is going
yeah, but that's
constantly.
because you're holding the camera.
Yeah.
And like people, because I've talked to
And then,
camera
yeah,
guys too.
and you get the other male talent in there who are going to work with you or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I'll hold the camera," and it's like he's just worried about fucking me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to stay hard, but to hold the camera to get the shot because sometimes the camera drifts away. And you're like, no.
You're on your back getting a missionary and the camera starts like panning up to where it's over your head
Yes.
because he's like,
You can't see anything. And he has to stand in weird positions, but also still be able to perform. And like there's so many elements that make it so difficult. So yeah, you holding camera, it just takes you out of being able to be present in the actual act because that's not what we're there for.
And this is why some people, fans or people will kind of talk shit about like needing to take Viagra. And it was like, well, that's why, because this right now is not exciting. It's not exciting for me. Like, it is cool when you work with a female friend. Maybe you've worked with her before or something like that. And she does things, she keeps the shoot light, something teasing to keep the dick extra hard is cool. But, being a professional, if you're working with a model you've never worked with before.
And everything's business.
Yeah, you there's not going to be any fluffing in that sense and that. So it's like, nope, I just need 100 milligrams of Viagra in me.
Mm-hmm.
And, just stay focused, stay in the zone.
Yeah.
Try not to have a heart attack.
Where do you come up with your ideas?
I steal from everybody else.
Take what works. There
was, sometimes there'll be like a big story on like literotica. And
I remember you telling me.
Yeah, and I'll try and switch it up a little bit, but they might give me like the seed of the idea, and I'll try and come up with my own version. We all do it, but like you'll see if you're a taboo producer like me, and you'll see like you'll go to Pornhub or X videos, and you'll see a video going viral. And I think a great example of this is back in 2018, 2019. The big viral video was the Viagra mix-up, where stepson accidentally takes his dad's super Viagra.
Oh.
The mom was trying to give him, or the stepmom was trying to give him Tylenol. Instead, she gave him the super Viagra, and now she feels bad, and so she's trying to make it go away. And there was like 10 different versions, so I jumped on that wave. Stories.
Okay.
Not necessarily from my experience, but I don't trust men because they'll bullshit or lie. But a lot of women, when they tell you like a naughty story, they tend to be more honest. So, for example, there was a girl, I had a crush on her in high school. She was a year ahead of me, and we reconnected online in like 2018, and we sparked up a friendship. And I grew up in a small town in Michigan, so as soon as I turned 18, I was in San Diego. I was gone. She stayed, popped out her 4 or 5 kids, is a soccer coach for the high school, drives a school bus, like small town mom, and she loves her life. But she told me, we were talking one time, and she's the freshman boys soccer coach.
Oh,
and
boy.
I'll say her first name. It's Amanda. And even
Good name.
yeah, even at this point, we're in our mid-30s. Amanda still looks delicious, and got a booty that I'm like, how are any of the boys focusing?
It just comes with the name. I'm just gonna own that.
Yeah, there you go. And so I asked her one time, I was like, come on, did any of these little freshman fuckers ever make a move? Because I was a ballsy freshman. I probably would have said something. And she goes, no, but I had one time where my husband and me get invited over to dinner by his work friend who I hadn't met yet. So we show up for dinner, and while we're, shaking hands in their doorway or whatever, their kids walk downstairs, and I realized their son was one of my players.
Oh.
And I coached him when he was a freshman. He's a senior now. And so we do the side hug. How are you? This and that. And we're chit-chatting. And she says, we have dinner. All the adults are on the back patio sipping wine. And I went inside to do a refill. And while I was in there, the kid walked up behind me and palmed my ass and said I was looking good. And I was like, that ballsy motherfucker. So she told me about that. And I was laughing and whatever. And I said, what'd you do? She's like, I just froze. I didn't know what else to, like, what do I do? If if I yell and freak out, his parents
run away, run.
Yeah. I don't want his parents thinking I did something.
Right.
So she told me about that. And then like 3 weeks later, she texted me, goes, you fucker. And I had just released like fucking my MILF soccer coach. Change the names. Yeah.
Inspiration from real life.
Yeah. So I was like, there, when it comes to the ideas, like I was like, well, I could work with that.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
So what are you doing now that you're back in Vegas? Are you going to be picking up again with, right back to filming with the story?
I did a shoot yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm already back in it. It took me a month to like unpack, and the house still isn't unpacked yet, but everything's set up. So
yeah,
we're doing that. We're starting our podcast again. We're starting our vlog again, and then parties. People always seem to like the industry.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to say this because my fans already know this mostly, at least the older ones, the ones who've been around. The way when I got started was basically your parties, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we met, you were a massage client.
Yes.
And then we just nerded out on business conversation. And I do have a question about that with your business background, but
Gotcha.
I'll circle back.
Okay.
My point is that we just have like great chemistry, and we had so much to talk about. And then you were like, you really should try this OF thing. And I was like, I don't know. Right.
Yeah.
So I ended up, I think it was the next day. I was like, okay, I've thought about it. I don't know how I was going to take care of my family because I just moved to Vegas at that point. So I was like, I need to get something going. And you're basically handing me an opportunity on a silver platter. Like, hey, I have all this experience. I'm going to shout you out and I'll help you. And it's like, on what planet does that happen? And so I go to your house, and I remember the first time I went over there, I think Helena was shooting or something. So I walk and there's a naked woman and some random guy setting up a camera. And I was like, she's like, hey. And I was like, nice to meet you.
And I think I remember that day. Yeah, I remember her walking around naked, because that's the other thing. You walk into my house and there's like 3 random guys getting ready to do like a mini foursome bang on her or whatever. And I wasn't even involved in the shoot. They just needed a house. So I
needed a house.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it was the first time I've walked into somebody's home and there's just a naked woman who's like, what's up? Yeah. Like, nice to meet you. It was totally different.
The fantasy that guys think is the norm for me.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, that's your normal life. It's just crazy. And so I got started. You gave me the framework. And it was just, again, we talked on how hard it is for people. And I was working with amateurs and, also using protection too, on top of all of that, because I didn't know all the testing stuff. I
wasn't a great mentor yet. I was still.
Well, you were still learning.
Playbook together on how to teach people.
Yes. But what I loved is that you were so forthcoming with helping me, because you mentioned how people weren't helping you. Yeah, no, you were the opposite.
I have anybody, I mean, if you're already in the industry, please. But anybody can hit me up and I'll at least tell you what I would do, my advice, something like that. I still do that for anybody who needs the help.
I just have to say, from a person who, just walking into it and not having any context at all, just you were so helpful and no gatekeeping. And even then, after that, maybe a year, 2 years later, whatever, I would have a call with you. You're in freaking Florida. And I'm like, what should I do about this? And you always were helpful. And I want people to know that about you, because you're always behind a camera. They're just seeing your content. I want them to really get that you are just like the type of person you are. You want to help anybody.
In all seriousness, that is true. Just, I don't know, karma, Buddha, God, whatever the hell you believe in, like,
yeah.
Or just Godfather status of doing people favors and they owe you one. Whatever you want to do. Like,
maybe it'll come back around.
Well, it is true. Like, the giving the girls the content and paying them. When that girl gets paid something for the shoot and she makes a couple, 3, 5, 7 grand off the content she shot with you, they'll come back.
Oh yeah.
They'll want to work more.
Oh yeah.
And so there's something to be said about that. And then, the other thing is, like, trying to be respectful to you, but you're a great lay, so the least I could do is help out a little bit if you need some advice. Like, like.
Why, thank you.
Girl asked for a shout out. I'm like, well, you did just suck my dick, so that seems fair. There was one time I was doing a shout out. If you ever see me do a shout out video before it, like I'll sit there with you and I'd be like, Amanda Thickk, Amanda Thickk, Amanda Thickk. Hey guys, let me show you that. And the reason why is before I did that one time, I was like, hey guys, this is. and you'd see the girl go, the woman who just sucked your dick and swallowed your, that's who I am. And I was like, yeah, Amanda, that's who it is. Yeah. So I always make sure I say the name a couple times before I start filming, because I will forget their name halfway through the shout out.
I can see how that might.
Yeah. Like, seriously, you asshole. Like, you're such a guy. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was in another place there for a few minutes.
Well, and you were doing these shout outs for a lot of models too. And you were putting them on your trailers and driving your fans crazy.
Yes, I still do.
I love it.
There's like a Reddit forum I found that it's like fans united in hatred against Kyle Balls or whatever.
You have a forum against you.
Yeah. Hey, I got my buddy Wayne in the studio too, and for either one of our podcast episodes, maybe for a Life of Balls episode, something like that, we want to just have me reading the comments.
I love that idea.
I don't know much about I don't know much about, but I know Kyle Balls needs to die. It's a real fan. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Or the whole thing where it's like I'll have a megastar I shoot with who looks, Sheena Ryder. I'll do a shoot with her, and that girl's body is perfect. She's amazing. Her acting's on point. The sex is hot. And all I see at the bottom is like, what's up with his weird balls? And I'm like, how are you focused on my nutsack during that scene?
Did you not see the perfect, beautiful woman?
A goddess in the scene with me, and you're like, what's up with his nuts? What's going on with that?
Oh, that's so funny. I remember meeting her at your house too. I always met all these people. So kind of going back to what I was saying.
Sorry, yeah.
I met all these people from you. And so that was the beginning for me was I was with amateurs. I'm struggling. Kyle, what am I going to do? You're like, you know what? I'm going to have a party. I'm going to invite you. And I came to that party, and I think the first time, because I didn't know anybody. So it's just, I'm walking into a house full of stars.
And I'm having to do the circle rotation of greetings. So I was like, hey, good to see you. I'll see you in a few.
Nice to see you. Bye. All right.
Gotta go.
Yeah, because, it's work.
Yeah.
Hosting a party like that is actually...
Put that down. Put it down. Stay out of that room.
I actually remember...
You put your dick away. You take your tits out.
I have a really funny scene that's just on my OF site that's like not really a scene. Eddie and I were playing in your bed.
Nobody has more fun at my parties than Eddie.
I knew he does.
Eddie's had way more sex at my house than me.
In your bathroom. I remember one time he was telling me he just had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
and some girls
it was
pulled
Dallas
him in.
and Willow.
Yes.
Dallas and Willow.
And he's like, I just had to pee. And then they end up like pulling him in, and like he ended up in
It's hard to pee with the boner. And because somebody came and told me, because I only have a couple bathrooms at the house, and they were like,
get out of the bathroom.
I'm not trying to be a dick, man, but someone's been in the bathroom for a minute, and I think they're fucking. And I was like, oh, God damn. I go knock on the door, and the door like flies open, and Dallas falls out and hits the ground, and Will stumbles out, and Eddie's like, Kyle, I was just trying to pee, and his dick's like sticking straight up in the air, and yelling if he goes, you leave him alone. Let him pee.
Back off, ladies.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
He's so...
I'll give Eddie credit though. I never had a problem with him at the house because he doesn't push up or pursue anybody. He just kind of sits there naked with it dangling and they come to him
The
like
girls are just,
fish
yeah.
food. Like they're just
It's
trying
so
to,
funny.
yeah.
Well, I ended up hooking up with him in the bed, in your bed.
Yeah.
And it's, people are coming in and out of the room because they're using your bathroom, right? So people are walking in, walking out. And at one point, I think you and Helena walked through and she comes in, she's like, there's no camera in this room. She was so pissed. She's like, this is happening and there's not a camera. You guys are retarded. Like, you're stupid. No, I'm not supposed to say that.
That's called a porn star-itis or whatever, wherever they
like, where's the camera? Of course. What do you think?
You can enjoy sex without having a camera.
Yeah. And so she grabs the camera. She starts filming. She's like, ooh, this is hot. Ooh, dude, this, dude, that. She starts directing.
Helena Price narration direction.
I love Helena Price. Yeah. And then I got this really great clip out of it. It was really funny.
Have you had her on yet?
No. Oh,
Okay.
I need to.
Yeah, that's a. Whew.
I love her.
Let Helena go for an hour and a half. You get gold out of that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I ran into her the other day at like the mail place or something. It was like random.
She was at my house a couple days ago for dinner.
Oh, okay.
No sex, unfortunately, so no hot story to tell, but dinner was good.
You have a lot of content with her.
She was so until Helena, if Helena ever retire, well, I mean, obviously we all retire one day, but I will have Helena's back. I will shoot with her as much as she wants. She was the first big name porn star who worked with me when I was a nobody. And then we went viral together like twice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I saw the clip one time. I have not been able to find the clip. 2018. That's the month we made the money. I dropped sharing a dressing room with, I think it was mom at the time. This was before we had to do stepmom, but sharing a dressing room, and it was the idea of like the male character was grounded, but mom still wanted to go shopping on Saturdays.
Okay.
And so you had to go with her, and she didn't trust you not to sneak away, so she'd like make you sit in the dressing room while she was changing. And this was like my most expensive ever at the time because I had to pay her for the shoot, but I also had to build a very rough-looking dressing room in my kitchen.
I think you showed me something about this. There was like green screen.
It was.
You know?
It was like the
like a pop-up
like
tent?
the privacy dividers, like the cloth privacy dividers you see at a spa or something like that. I bought 3 of those and formed like a 3-sided wall, and then my kitchen had the opening, and I put a shower curtain rod up and a curtain that would slide across. So we would use stock footage like we were walking through a mall, and then the video would start with me walking into the room, and before I turned around, Helena would be closing the shower curtain.
Okay.
So we did it on there, and I remember my ass was so sore on the tile floor trying to get the seats. It was not fun. Another example, the sex was not fun or enjoyable.
No.
We shoot it. I make it look as real as possible. We put background noise of people talking. So it sounds like there's a line waiting for the dressing room.
Yes.
And so shoot that, release it, and it went viral. For an independent producer like me, that was insane.
Viral on which platform?
Everywhere.
Really?
Everywhere. You couldn't go to a site without seeing Helena's ass and my balls. Like you were like, it was, you couldn't go anywhere. And so anyways, this is, I said, I saw the clip of this one time. I haven't been able to find it since. Howard Stern talked about it.
No way.
Yeah. He was actually talking about like, you guys see this shit or whatever? And whether or not him talking about it moved it, or it was already moving on its own, and that was how big it was he even mentioned it. But that was the one that I was like, holy shit. Like,
wow.
Yeah, that was insane. So that was Helena. And then a few months before that, we did showering together, like showering with stepmom before work or something like that. And that was the first shower one I ever did. Same thing, viral.
Wow.
The dressing room one was like that $1,500 shoot, $700-800 in supplies. To this day, has probably been a couple $100,000. That one scene has made me still. It still sells every day.
Amazing.
Yeah, and so that was when I was like, oh, I'm onto something. And so I then shot a similar one. That's the one I showed you where it was a beach dressing room, beach changing room with my step.
Yes.
And that was with Corey Chase. I was lucky enough to work with her.
So what are some of the biggest stars you've worked with? I know you've worked with a lot, so I know that you're not going to remember all the names, but I'm just curious because I recently saw you worked with Carmela Clutch, and I had no idea you'd worked with her too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. probably, I mean, you probably got to give the biggest props to Corey Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
She's nominated again, right? She's
that
always
girl,
nominated.
yeah, her and her husband, like they are machines how they work. I mean, she's nominated every year, and Corey obviously is amazing. Sheena Ryder was another one. Fun story about Sheena. I'll come back to that later. And then I think in its own way, in 2013, I was still working at the strip clubs, and Sin Sage, who is
Right.
a very famous lesbian porn star, came in, and I was the manager, and she told me who she was, and I looked her up and everything, and she said, "I'm looking for a club that I can work at when I want to meet fans. I want to work at a safe place where they can come meet me in person."
Oh.
Rather than like waiting for a convention or this and that, like hardcore fans who want to come in and meet me. And so I hire her, and yeah, pretty much come in when you want. We formed a friendship. She was one of my early shoots, and it was just like a dirty lap dance, JOI scene, stuff like that. So it wasn't sex, but just the fact that I was able to put her name on there as one of the girls I worked with
Yeah.
was kind of cool.
Doesn't she have her own podcast now too?
I think so.
I saw that.
I think
yeah.
so. Yeah. And so, so probably her, Corey Chase, and Sheena Ryder are the ones that like, and now, yeah, I mean, Carmela Clutch is crushing it. Like I worked with her when I don't even know if she had a free OnlyFans yet. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
she was new.
And I know Kendra.
Yep,
Is another
Kendra
one.
Hart, I think, actually has the most scenes with me. Like,
Oh, does she really?
I checked the other day, and I think it's like 30 complete series we've shot. in
Wow.
7 or 8 years of
That's a
knowing each
lot.
other. Yeah.
We have one. But I also remembered, I was like, okay, I also know I'm not like the ideal body type that your fan base tends to go for. Because so your fans tend to have a certain look that they want out of their.
It might be that, but truthfully, when you were starting to work more or whatever, I was working, but my mind was, I'm gone. I'm leaving Vegas. I'm shooting the bare minimum to get by until I get to Florida. For anybody who doesn't know, me and Coco had separated at that time. And even though I was having fun in Vegas, I missed Florida. So I wanted to go back to Florida. Whereas now, well, just let me know when you want to shoot. I'm down.
Let's go.
Yeah, I say it's yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, you were talking about the stories with Kendra or something like that. So we were going.
Yeah, just like, the people you've worked with. And so.
Yeah, give it 2 years. We'll have like 15 or 20. Like, yeah, they'll be your fans will be tired of seeing you fuck me. We'll go wild.
I just love that my fans, because this feels very full circle, because the ones who've been following me since the beginning saw that whole arc of, just the amateur stuff, starting to work with professionals, that whole story of everything unfolding. It's just, it's been fun. And all the live streams and stuff we would do at the parties, the pool parties.
Yeah, whenever you're ready for that, we're doing 2 hot tub lives a week now.
Let's go.
Yeah. Mrs. I'm chill until January, apparently.
I know.
I didn't know you had it like that.
Kyle hit me up about shooting, and I was like, I'm not really shooting anymore until January because it's, we're.
Let's try to get some too.
Yeah.
We're friends. Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. Just trying to get a little...
And then I hear Helene in my head. Where's the camera? What are we doing?
No, yeah, well, I'll tell you those after the podcast. But we just do at least 2 lives a week, and it's kind of just show up. Set your phone up. I get a much bigger hot tub now. It's like a 20-person hot tub.
Ooh.
There's a lot of room to fuck in there.
Okay.
There's a lot of.
Well, one of my favorites is one when we did it was you and 4 girls.
I talk about that one because that was one of the best lives I've ever had for each girl's money.
Really?
And it was you, Callie Ryder, my girlfriend at the time, Nikki Sins, and Crystal
yes.
Clark. And it was the 4 of you. And it was a Saturday during the day. Nikki had to catch a flight back to San Diego at like 5, and we were doing this live at like 1 or 2.
Oh my gosh.
It was in Vegas. We were worried about her because the phones will overheat when you're doing it outside in Vegas in the summer. And that one, I don't know what was happening. The fish were jumping in the boat on that one. Like it was crazy.
It was a really fun one.
And I got to have sex with 4 chicks, so it was a good day for me too.
A good day for you. It's an average Tuesday for you, is what that is.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, where can people find you? Where like you said, a podcast. Like, where can they go?
I mean, Just search WCA Productions, you'll find me everywhere. But on like more or less like because we started doing my knockoff reality show, as I call it, Life of Balls on YouTube, and I like that one because so many people want to see life behind the scenes of what it's really like. So we started doing that. And then technically our podcast, which you can find on the Life of Balls YouTube channel, was Balls Deep, but we are in the process of changing the name and rebranding it a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know if we're talking about that yet or not. So because me and my best friend and co-host Wayne are epic nerds, we were going back and forth between like a couple different ideas, but basically like what's the proper way? Your dad's closet?
Yeah, your dad's closet.
Your dad's closet. And all the stuff you would find in your dad's closet. So it'd allow us to talk about vintage, talk about nerd stuff. I have an entire wall of movie memorabilia that's getting put up behind us when we shoot the podcast.
Oh.
From movie posters, Boondock Saints, Godfather, any different thing like that. So, I mean, to get a model on there, because I'm sure you're already getting, not over it, but just like, how many different times can you ask a star, so what was your first scene like? How big was the dick? I mean, people will enjoy it, but then you start realizing it's kind of repetition. So we're like, let's throw some nerd stuff in there as far as like, what's your favorite movie? Tell us about it, right? So you know, if you're a Harry Potter fan, let's talk Harry Potter, and then we'll talk sex. You know,
right? I like that.
So it's a lot more. I'm not a creative person. I have a lot of amazing friends who are very creative, and I give a lot of credit to my best buddy Wayne on kind of giving it a different twist. I am great at stealing from other people's ideas and going like, I could do something like that, and I'll just twist it a little bit.
Yeah, but it still takes creativity to even see that or have that kind of vision. Because, you know, well,
I think I just had the balls to do it. Yeah, that's really what it is. Like I had furniture delivered to my house yesterday, and the mover was he because my wall is just the house of horrors. My wall is just lined with naked photos of all the different shoots and everything. And the guy's like, you know all these chicks? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm a producer. He's like, oh cool. And he walks out, comes back in, and he goes, he saw my logo, and he goes, I recognize that line. And I was like, somebody wants to fuck his stepmommy. That's what I was like. You know, I was like, so you've seen my dick.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, I have a shirt with your logo. In fact, I was going to wear it today, and I blanked. But when I wore that shirt, like there are people who recognize that.
Oh yeah,
all over the place. I'm like, yeah, hey.
I would generally try and be a little bit more low key, but when I would wear the logo on a shirt, especially in Vegas. In Vegas, I care a lot less. Florida was a little bit more Bible Belt, so I'd try and be a little bit more undercover, but in Vegas, I don't give a shit. And you walk down the street and watching the guy do the double take as he sees it with his wife or his girlfriend. I was like, somebody's a mommy. Yeah. Don't worry, I won't call you out.
But you don't really get recognized, right? Because you're behind the camera.
Oh, it's been growing the last couple of years. Like
really?
It happened probably one of the coolest ones, and I can't remember if Wayne was next to me when it happened, but it was at Disney World with my family, like my mom and everything. And I remember my stepmom's a sweet 5 foot tall Christian Midwesterner who still rarely swears. And was walking next to me, and she, you know, she's supportive. She goes, so how's the business going? And I was like, overall, hey, yo, Kyle, can I get a pic? And I turn and a guy runs up to me, and I was like, yeah, sure. As I take a picture with him, and he walks away, and it was the coolest feeling. My family, like, holy shit. And I'm like, it happens. It happens. And after he ran off, I was like, I really hope that kid was 18. I didn't touch him. Our clothes were on, but I was like, I didn't check to be like, are you old enough to take a photo with me?
Right.
And then that guy was on one of my live streams maybe 6 months ago. So this is like 3-4 years ago. And he was like, yeah, I was 18. It was my class senior trip. And he was like, I was the coolest guy for the rest of the trip. And I was like, oh, glad I could do that for you.
Of course he was.
You know, I don't mind telling you because I could show you the video later, but it got to the point where I have a video of a couple, like one big one of a hardcore fan showing up to my house in Orlando. Like he recognized my house from the vlogs and everything, and wanted to meet me. And
that's a little bit scary.
Yeah, oh for sure. But so I don't enjoy pretending to be like Hugh Hefner. I feel like a douchebag. I mean, I'll take some elements from Hef, or but less, or like Dan Bilzerian, Mike Busey, those guys who throw epic parties and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
hot women. I'll take some of the stuff, but I just feel sometimes I feel a little cringy about
Okay.
it, but I'll still take it. And so what happened years ago, I used to do these like lives by myself where I'd tell the truth. And finally, like 3 different fans over the course of a week hit me up. We're like, dude, could you just lie to us, man? Like, let us believe the fantasy's real. And I was like, all right, fuck it, if that's what you guys want. So, you look at my Instagram, and it looks like I just have naked women laying around my house. The story you just told, like, people start thinking that's an everyday thing. When he's like, they're like, you got any hot, sexy pieces of ass there right now, Kyle? And it's like, well, Wayne just walked by in his underwear. But, I mean, that's all it's here right now. So I started giving them that lifestyle impression. And now, like I said, I had a fan show up to my house, and so after I figured out, I basically found him on TikTok. He'd been DMing me on there, and I never checked that account. And yeah, he wanted to meet me, but he was like, "But there are naked women around your house, right? Just hanging out. I want to meet the women too." And like, so guys start thinking like, I'll go live all the time on fans with a group of girls, and they'll be like, "Where's so and so?" And I'm like, "I assume at her house. Like, I don't keep them in the basement. I don't have a stable in my house.
Playboy Mansion, where
Yeah, this isn't Girls Next Door. My house isn't big enough."
Oh my gosh. I mean, I would be kind of freaked out if somebody showed up at my.
I probably didn't send you the video. I sent it to like 20 people. I'll show it to you afterwards. Yeah,
send it to me.
Weird little guy, because it was weird because I was in the process of selling my house. And anybody who hasn't sold a house before, especially right now in this economy, investors are circling like vultures. And they'll tell you, I'll make you an offer, but you can't have an agent, because they're going to lowball the shit out of you. They're hoping you're desperate and about to lose your house. So if you're asking $700,000-800,000, they'll be like, "We'll give you $550," and they're hoping like, "Oh, you're so desperate you'll take it," but your agent will keep you from taking it, so they won't want to deal with that. So this guy showed up at the door and knocked, and for anybody who doesn't know, my dad lives with me, and he's also works for me as the house manager. So he did his Alfred thing and answered the door, because I'm Batman in my mind, so he's Alfred, and answered the door, and the guy was asking some leading questions. And at first because I actually saw the whole thing go down on Ring. I wasn't there, but at first it was like, okay, maybe this guy's an investor trying to get around my agent.
Oh, okay.
And then he kept asking like, "So who owns the house and who all lives here?" And my dad finally was like, "Fuck off." and he left, and he came back up to the door, and I was still on the Ring, and I was like, "Dude, what the fuck do you want?" And he goes, "Is there a guy named Kyle who lives here? I really want to meet him." And I was like, oh. So I moved. Yeah, and then like 2 weeks after that, there was guys doing they were like a landscaping company working on a house next door, and the house next door didn't have a hose, and so the guy came over and just politely knocked and goes, "Hey, can we use your hose to fill up?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." But then he's like, I know you're balls." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I need to live in a gated community or something."
Yeah.
So I live in a gated community now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that was certain. And I didn't care as much. I was a lot more secretive and everything, worried about it when me and Coco were together, because stalkers aren't really I'm not worried about stalkers for me. They're not gonna get me, but I'm a little worried about the wife at the time, so it's a lot
more protective.
Yeah, but now I'm still like, please don't show up at my house. Like, please.
That's
don't show
wild.
up.
Oh yeah, that would scare the crap out of me.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
Well, so there are going to be lots of women all over your house coming up. You're going to have parties. You're going to be shooting. You've got your podcast. So you said people can find you where? You have a website. You have a.
Honestly, was it allmylinks.com/WCA Productions?
Okay.
I mean, that's going to be the easiest.
That's going to be everything.
Yeah, it'll have everything. But I mean, you type in WCA Productions Twitter, I'll pop up. Instagram, I pop up everywhere. ManyVids, OnlyFans. Depends what you're looking for, honestly, because I do safe for work content on YouTube.
Oh, okay. I'm actually starting to do that. Well, I've got the podcast.
It's the vlog. Like, I mean, I've got tons of our party videos from a couple years ago on YouTube, and it's.
I miss so many of those
I
parties.
feel bad for Wayne having to edit it because there's so many boobs and dicks he has to blur. So many.
I can't even imagine because I edit this podcast and like
got your boy over here laughing too. I'm sure he understands
yes,
having to edit out
the pain of that
and blur frame by frame. Oh, there's a set of tits. Oh, I missed those tits. Got to blur those tits now too. And yeah,
and how many times you have to watch it to make sure you caught everything.
Yeah. So the party videos are a little rough, but once again, people kind of you know what, people want to see it, but for me, it just takes me back to when I was younger, watching documentaries of the Playboy Mansion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like,
well, I know you say you feel kind of cringe, but the reality is that it's like, it's the life, you live the life that so many people wish they could. And frankly, I think a lot of people could do content. They could do a lot of what you're doing. It's not, you're not a gatekeeper.
Yeah. So it's obviously it's two different paths for men and women.
Oh yeah.
And women, I don't really even claim to give much advice on that because I'm not a female porn star or producer, so I can't talk as much. But with men, it's like the number one piece of advice I say is like, number one rule, don't be creepy. Like,
I like that.
Yeah.
Rule.
Number two, like, if you can not be creepy and don't stink, it's not that hard to get models to hang out with you. Like every model in the last 2 weeks that I've seen, it comes to my house and hugs me. It's like they linger an extra 2 seconds sniffing me. And like, oh, you smell so good. And I'm like, it's cologne. Is that a thing that's fallen off with men nowadays or something like that? Like, yeah, take a shower and put some cologne on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to step your game up that much. Like the ladies are all about it. And it's like, what's your secret? Don't stink.
Yeah.
But
those are very good rules. I mean, just it's basic, but not everybody.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That.
Yeah. So it's not super hard. Do a good job on set. And some guys are like, so because like I say, my sex really isn't great because I'm working the whole time.
Yeah.
I've had a few guys that I've helped get in the business and they're like, it sounds bad. It sounds like a dickhead thing to say, but they're like worried about the woman's pleasure. And I was like, dude, she's married with kids, or she's got a boyfriend whose dick is twice your size, or she fucks male porn stars for a living. Like, you don't need to worry about impressing her. It's work.
Yeah.
Like, how many times where I'll be like, you have a girl reverse and she's bouncing on you, and I call cut, and like instantly she's like stands up, dick slides out of her, and she goes to check her phone to see like, what time do I gotta pick the kids up? And
100%.
yeah, her kid texted her husband or boyfriend needs something really quick, and it's like, yeah, I wasn't really
so true.
Worried about her like epic orgasm there or whatever because it's work.
It's work. Yes, is it enjoyable? Probably, but it's still like you're putting on a production.
I mean, it's like first time a girl's working with you, she, maybe she's physically not super attracted to you, but she doesn't know you well enough to be like emotionally attracted to you yet. So it's like something might not happen there, but then 3 shoots later, she has a real life shattering orgasm, and it's like, oh, that's cool. I did that. That's fun. There was side note since we were talking about it earlier. I had shot with Helena maybe 15 scenes at this point. And she had never had a real orgasm with me. And I, even me and my ego was a little bit, I was like, what's the secret? And then I remembered that Helena prefers really big footlongs. And she was like, oh, you need to hit it hard. And so we finished one scene and I was like, I'm going to go for it. She's like, do it. And I hammered away. I got her to come. I was in so much pain because my balls were slapping up so hard into her because I'm like, I can do it. I powered through and I got it done, but then I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not the right man for Helena. Like I don't have the equipment she needs. Yeah.
Well, at least you got your one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I was like, I did it. It's a notch in my belt. I could say I got her off. It was great, but yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Worked with a girl, a new girl who I'm sure you will meet. Her name is Scarlet Gushes, and she's a fun one because she is insanely sensitive.
Oh, that makes it easy.
Light penetration, and we're already on the road to the promised land. You do some solid thrusting for a minute, and she's like exploding under you. So that was an ego boost yesterday. That was a lot of fun.
No kidding.
That was where she's got to tap out after a few orgasms and needs a break before we film the next part.
Wow.
That was fun. And then, like I said, then you run into a Helena, and you're like, I'm doing nothing.
Never gonna happen.
She is a great actress.
I I've done a bunch of scenes. I won't say the name, but there's a person I probably have 15 scenes with, and I think of all of them, I probably came once or twice, maybe. But it's not that I didn't have fun. I still had a great time in the scene, and I'm just a loud person in general, so like you wouldn't really know that I didn't. But when I did, like,
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, especially when it comes to women and orgasms, it's like every woman needs something a little different to get there.
And filming it is not necessarily going to give you the avenue to make it happen.
And then there's also the size aspect too. Like I was labeled by a few different girls, and it made me feel good because she's like, "You have phenomenal husband penis." She's like, every now and then I'll see a big one and be like, "Okay, I can take that."
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's for the women, it's an ego thing too.
I was gonna say it's all ego.
I handled that monster, but they're like, I don't want that every day.
No.
Oh, that would hurt or whatever. And then one girl told me, "You have great husband penis. I would love to fuck your dick every day." And I was like, "Oh, thank you."
I would agree with that sentiment because I think that you're endowed enough that it's like enjoyable and it's good and it's like you can still perform in the industry and it's not painful. That's nice.
Yeah, like I mean, like every guy, of course, you're like, an extra inch would be cool. But then I'm like, then I don't want to be the one who's like making the girl go, not tonight. I don't have the strength or the stamina for you tonight. Like,
yeah. Well, and sometimes that extra inch that you want is going to mean you're hitting something that makes it go from pleasure to pain. So like maybe you don't really want the extra inch.
I'm going to talk about another guy's dick really quick. So Crystal Clark is one of my besties, and she sends me a text message that she's doing a mainstream shoot. It's 3 girls, 1 guy, and I forget who the other 2 girls were, but they're big name girls. And she's working with Dan Damage, I believe his name.
Okay. Oh,
and he sets the camera like on the table in front of him. He's leaned back, and of course, guy's in great shape, and he's got his boner, and he puts a wine bottle next to the boner.
Oh.
And there wasn't much difference in the size and length between his boner and this fucking wine bottle. And I was like, "Oh my God, friend, are you okay? Are you gonna be okay?" Like, and she was like, "It was a lot of man. It was a lot of," and I was just like, good for him and his tree trunk of a dick, but I was like,
he's probably not getting his.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to find.
Like, I don't know you, so I'm not gonna say.
Yeah,
but probably not.
Outside of like true size queens, like I would just see the average woman go.
A normal girl's gonna be like, "Oh hell no."
Yeah. No, well, I don't know. I'll suck it, but that's where that's.
If you can get your mouth around.
Like that picture haunted me for a while. I was like, "You took that?"
Yeah. I have a couple that I worked with. It's like my full forearm. It's the whole thing, and one of them, I've asked him multiple times. I'm like, "Did I get all of it this time?" He's like, "No." Yeah. Like,
the last 2 inches are really cold because they never get inside.
Never.
Yeah.
No love there.
Yeah. You know.
On that note, that's a great way to end. I feel like we could talk forever. There's one last thing I want to ask you about, and then we'll wrap it up. Dating. Are you dating?
Yes.
Okay. How does dating work with you being a producer and you have all these naked women in your house and in your hot tub?
Let me know if you figure it out. I don't know.
No, they're just like, we don't care.
No, I mean, to be honest, I tried dating civilians, and I from the culture and the way stuff sees, it sounds like it's pretty hard out there for dating. And outside of my job, I'm a pretty charming guy. And I'm almost 40. I've been married and divorced. I've had a lot of long-term relationships, so I've been trained by enough different women that I can be a great boyfriend and everything. So, but civilian girls will see all of that. They'll see that I'm stable financially, everything like that, and they'll give me a shot. And they'll always say they're cool with the business, but
they're never cool with the business.
I mean, it's eventually whether it's a bloated PMS time of the month, and instead of hanging out with them, I have to go shoot with a 22-year-old with a tight ass, and they're like, "Great, that it's hard." So typically, when it comes to me dating, it's like industry only,
right?
And even then, that's not always easy.
No, yeah, I mean,
it's not. Yeah, so I kind of gave up on civilians and just stuck to industry people. Okay. And let's be honest, my dating is like.
Don't you have haven't you had multiple girlfriends at the same time? Is that kind of a thing? Okay.
Yeah. I even the girl that I'm dating right now she is in, I would just call it like a poly relationship with her husband. So it's kind of cool where it gives me the boyfriend experience. We get to go do some fun stuff and everything like that. But I don't deal with as much of the emotional turmoil because she's got a husband for that.
Oh,
And
okay. That's like best of both worlds.
yeah, and I still get to go have fun whenever I want. And yeah, so far that's been great. She's ride or die on that one. She's enjoying it. But yeah, talking about a different guy here, but I want to when I if I ever get to see J Mac in person, we've said hi to each other on social media and stuff like that. Him and his wife have been together since high school. And he got a couple kids and everything like that. And I just want to be like, what's your secret? What do you guys do?
Yeah.
To hold it together? What is we got family day where we turn the phone off? Like, what is the trick that keeps
I always
her
want to know.
jealousy
Yeah.
kind of like, because I mean, I've dated models in the industry who are shooting 3 or 4 scenes a week, and their jealousy issues are off the charts when it comes to me.
Wow.
And they can't handle it. Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
I wish Hugh Hefner had wrote about that in a book or something. Like, how did you do it, man?
Where's the guidebook? Let's find out.
I don't really, yeah.
But when you find out, let me know.
Yeah. Sure. Dating. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on today. And I hadn't seen you in so long. So this is the first time I've seen you since you left.
Yeah.
So I was just
tried to get laid the other night. She couldn't do it. So, yeah. So this is the first time. Keeping the clothes on.
I know. Well, that comes later.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh.
Behind the scenes of the podcast. That's exciting. Where's that room at?
I know. Get the camera ready.
Yeah. Let me know when you want to do this again. I'll bring other people on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can get a real weird view. I'll bring my dad.
Yeah.
So when did you know
Dad
was screwed up?
I've met
you look
him
at your beautiful little boy and go, he's going to be slinging dick professionally.
Yes. Aren't you proud?
That's my boy. So cool.
I'd love to have him on here.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Thank you for being here.